What's going on, guys? Chad Pipkens here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. I'm here to kind of give you a layout of my boat and how I set up my Tactacams for tournament mode. One of my favorite camera angles is a simple over-the-shoulder strap. This is a Tactacam product here. I'm going to give you some awesome up-close footage and very good audio because this thing is right next to the mouth. So again, not something I wear every day, all day, but this is something that's very comfortable. If I run a battery or two, I can run this thing 3 hours on a battery or 6 hours, and I can just let this go. It's going to give you those hook set shots that you're looking for where you're winding down on the fish. You can see your hand when you're setting the hook. You're also going to see what's up in front of you. That way if you get one of those good, crazy fish jumps next to the boat, it's one of those when you're reaching down to grab the fish, you can capture some really good footage. And unfortunately, you can capture some bad footage too when that big one gets away in your hand. Now you at least have proof to tell your buddies. So over the shoulder shot, Tactacam Fish-i, one of the great shots I use day to day. And the other thing I got going on my boat, I've got two separate angles. I always want to watch what's going on in front of the boat because that's where all the business goes down. But anytime I land those big ones, I'm sitting right here. This is a great spot to land fish. Notice I'm lowering the boat. You see some guys on the front deck leaning over to grab fish. That's not good. That's where the boat's moving a bunch. This is probably the most stable spot in the boat. And you're just leaning over and you're grabbing. The nice thing about that is when I got my over-the-shoulder shot on, that's going to get some of this water shot. And again, you're going to get some really good footage of those fish coming close to the hand or coming off in your hand. As I mentioned before, when you're going down to grab that fish, I'm sitting low. Your camera's getting everything. This camera shot is going to be every fish that comes close to my hand. We're going to get some sick footage, and it's going to be all next to the boat. And great place to land them because you got a better chance to get them in the boat. In addition to that shoulder cam, this is my bread and butter Tactacam footage here. I've got my one facing forward camera that's plugged into my USB. This captures everything on a day-to-day basis. I've got this plugged in so that thing's running nonstop. I don't got to worry about turning my brain on or off and worried about batteries or any of that. This one's always on, and I'm not missing anything that goes down in the front of the boat. The other one I got over here is a Tactacam, and both of these are mounted on goosenecks, so I can adjust them a little bit. They're flexible. And again, this shot over here is where I land those big ones, and it's a cool, different angle shot that I want to make sure I capture when I'm bringing that big fish in the boat and get my hands on it for the first time. Now, this is a camera that's running constantly and is always hooked up to a battery. Now, my shoulder cam and my upper cam here, I have those hooked up to the Tactacam remote. The remote thing's a really cool feature. You can hook up to 4 or 5 cameras on that thing. With a push of a button, you can turn all those cameras on at once. That's how you can save time and save battery without actually having those cameras on. They don't need to be on at all. They can literally be off. And I walk up to the front of my boat as I hook a big fish. You know, you don't do it obviously right when you set the hook, but once you know you have that fish under control, maybe they're digging a little bit, tap a button right here. That's where I mount my Tactacam, and all my cameras turn on that are hooked up to the Wi-Fi. If you have a marshal or a buddy in your boat with you, you guys can, one of those guys can have the remote and they can turn it on. Just another great feature to turn on multiple camera angles, and that way you're not wasting battery. So between the shoulder shot, the side cam, and the front cam, I should not miss a beat. If there's anything going on that's missing, it's going to be me missing bites or missing fish in the boat. It's not going to be the Tactacams missing any of the catches.